So, we started off with Migration and Aquarina as the two home picks. Followed by a couple of bands there. Water Nomad, Golden Swamp. Then our admin bands in this best of 5. Only the 2 of them. The next picks being Copenhagen and Four Lakes. And we ended up with the option of 2 wet maps or the rich and rare Splash Random. And Splash Random is where we start. So now we get to consider what these players would have picked or will pick for civs. And we can see amongst the admin bands, we lost Vikings, Italians, Saracens, Mongols, and then maybe a couple of potential B tier options, Burmese, Goths, Sicilians. They have their use. I think all 3 of them have their use in certain aspects. Maybe Burmese a bit less than the other 2. Players banned Magyars, Persians, Cumans, and Spanish, which meant we opened Dravidians, Japanese. And then we see for Tulen, Bengalis, Wu, Shu, Portuguese and Byzantine. Some very nice picks here. And on the flip side, for Socksyy, we've got both mule cart civs, Malay, Turks, and Bohemians. So I feel like the better navy sits on Tulen's side, but if we have a look at what we've got, there's not a lot of maps that are full navy. In fact, there's one that's a lot of land, 2 that's probably got a lot of land, and then just the one that's full water. Migration's probably 1 on land, at least in the mid game. Splash Random, who knows? And that's how we've got our drafts. Alright, game number 1. Not going to spend too much time here. We're just going to look at getting straight into the action. Game does not want to load there by the looks of it. There we go. Up we go. So Splash Random was game number 1 between these 2. If I grab the Rex, and we can have a look at the enjoyment that we had. So game number 1. And holy, how was this for a start? I think I see what we're about to see there. What we're looking for. Get capture age to load. And if we check this out, both players here have started with a wonder. They have started with a heavy swordsman. The water in the middle has got a hell of a lot of oysters. A hell of a lot, or a fair bit of fish. But wow, they have got a wonder already guarded by guard towers. This is very, very interesting. And then, yeah, some boars around the place. It's Shu Japanese, by the way, just to let that one known. I'll just quickly update those settings here. What we got? So we got a Div1 semi-final. So Tulen finished 3rd and Socksyy finished 4th. Both players from Oz. In fact, the final 4 all Australian. So we go back. Go back to the map. We can see what we've got. Alright, early boars coming in. And because they start with a wonder, I guess they get that high eco situation, I think. The score starts so high as a result of having spent 3,000 res. And as you can see here, the game mode is defend the wonder. That is probably the most important thing when it comes to the wonder and splash random here. The game mode suddenly becomes defend the wonder. So your only goal is to defeat the opposition's wonder, and well, they have got a very fun map to try and make that happen. Very, very fun map to try and make that happen now. So far, it feels like it'll be a bit on food, fair bit to wood, try and dock, get some vision on what's going on out there. So they start with a heavy swordsman. So this guy can be the scout. We can see what Tulen's scout has done so far. We can see the scouting for Socksyy along a similar line. I think there was some deer being pushed in there. Yeah, some mouflon are being pushed in with the heavy swordsman for Socksyy. And he's going to head out, scout a bit more of the map now. Two swordsmen getting close to each other here. But see how it all plays out. Early attacks? No, not quite. Yes, here we go. Now they're involved on each other. Couple of hits. Villager for Socksyy is going to get involved. Gets a free hit. The logos are blocking the stats. Good call. Let's have a look. They sure are. Why is that happening? That's why that's happening, because I was on the wrong overlay. Thank you, Robo. Good spot. They should be fixed now. And houses, fish. So first fish for Tulen. Although did give up the heavy swordsman for that timing. You see the fish coming out now for Socksyy. Water is going to be pretty vital here. Now, as far as gold goes, they do have a fair bit in their base. Rangeable in parts. These golds and stones are quite nice in comparison. And if we have a look, there's Loom, 19 vils. Is 19 vils enough? Playing as the shoe, 38. No, I think another village is going to be required here. Or it's going to be a bit of idle time. Yeah, maybe it's just going to be idling up just because there's no other food under the TC. Does not see the boar. Does not know about the boar. That is a bit of a problem. That makes the food a little bit more difficult. Doesn't know about the boar. Didn't push in the mouflon. Socksyy, meanwhile, is going to go up 21 plus loom. So a fair bit slower with a similar amount of idle time. He doesn't know about his sheep. So again, both players have done a bit of scouting. To be fair to them, they've done a fair bit of scouting. However, they have not been able to spot all of their res. They've not been able to spot all the res that's been allocated to them. And missing the Javelina, 340 food. Very unfortunate for Tulen. And it cost a little bit of idle time. Although it didn't really hamper the uptime too much. I guess the shoe bonus with the woodcutters collecting food has helped out a little bit. And we can see here, mining camp now, and a couple of fishing ships are going to the nearby oysters. It's going to be double dock, probably for both. Just waiting on a little bit more wood to come in, and for double bid axe. Nuvis, hello, hello. I hope you're doing well. Triple dock here, third dock for Tulen coming up now. And I think with this scouting is No, it's just going to the fish here. Okay, so may move towards this fishing ship. Oh, this fishing tile. Fish tile. I'm doing well. Hopefully, well, Rapunzel's doing well as well. She's a bit tired. We got jet starred on our way back from Adelaide to Melbourne, which was a little bit annoying. It's kind of thrown a few little things. Meant that our Monday night flight turned into a Tuesday afternoon flight, and that was a little bit disappointing. But yeah, just a bit tired. So only going to do the one set tonight. And then come Thursday, get fully into the live sets and all the fun that is to come. So, galleys from both. It's going to be a galley war. It's going to be an advantage for Tulen. In terms of numbers, so both players now just splitting their numbers up. Plenty of space to micro, so the galleys certainly feel like the right call. And a little bit slow early on here as they figure each other out. Just a reminder for those who are late, catching up, both players have started with a wonder. Yep, they absolutely have. They have started with a wonder. It is a defend the wonder game in game number 1 on Splash Random. So your only goal now becomes killing the wonder. There is no game audio, correct. Another setting I have not prepared. There should be now. Coming through Capture Age. So you can now hear the clicks coming through. There we go. And numbers still in Tulen's favour. Is slower to fletching. So far, so good. Tight. And maybe Socksyy's ships may get squeezed here. 8v9. They're going to get out. They're going to go chasing fish. I think if they keep going, they will find them. Quick look at what's been scouted. They both see, or Tulen in this case, sees a lot of the middle. Socksyy, not much different. Eventually gets back on those fish. He's going to get one. Snipes a galley, and now the numbers look quite nice for our player with the Japanese. Slow game at the moment. See what we've got. Feel like my capture age feels like it's running a little bit slow as well. Lovely. Numbers good for Socksyyy. I think now that the castle age timings will be important as long as neither take a bad fight. Oh, and the fishing ships are kind of stuck, but they're not going to go for him. Socksyy's going to go for the ships, but Tulen taking the high ground, which is not normal in water fights. Didn't know that that was a possibility in as far as physics goes, but in Age of Empires, anything goes, and in Splash Random, anything goes. The water allows for this. And at the same time, the heavy swordsman came in to try and do some work. It looks like he got a villager kill in that time. So pretty good work, but wow, this is possibly a cleanup for Socksyyy here. Yeah, high tide. That is the way it is. Exactly. A few house walls on the side. That'll be walled off there. Mark it now. And both players certainly preparing Castle Age. The advantage is Socksyy's. Tulen is now going to have to wall up at home and try to survive and then push back. But for now, we await Castle Age. Docks are slowly getting taken out here. And wow, so Tulen's done well to keep these two fishing ships alive. They will keep bringing in some food. One soul galley is going to go down here. Going to see not a lot. Not going to see a lot. But Castle Age times will be very similar. Difference though, Socksyy will have the water control. And with this much water, having the water control feels like a pretty good thing to have. I imagine it will be into the War Galley upgrade. You don't want to get surprised. And immediately for Tulen, it's going to be 2 TCs. So he's kind of resigned. Not going to fight the water back. It's just going to wall it up. Go for the town centers and see if all the res that's back here is going to allow for a bit of a pushback in Imp. Plenty of stone to drop some castles. Ability to go traction trebs as well. At some point, Tulen will want to push back on water though. Meanwhile, Socksyy is actually going to prep some knights. And whilst he's got full water control, Tulen may want to hurry up and wall this. So we're okay here because the berries are there. Okay on that side. And I'm going to trust that the walls are up fully between the houses here. But this is very much open. There are guard towers. And the walls are getting ready, but they're too slow. And this knight is in. Both houses have been tapped. Knight is going to be able to take this house down. The walls are up on this side. This looks quite strong now for Socksyy, who's in. And he's coming forward with a Vil to drop a workshop as well. Adding a second town centre at the back. It's 43 Vils to 48. A few extra fishing ships evening up the eco. Now time for a monastery. So no barracks yet, which means monastery is the only form of defense. And I guess a workshop of his own will come down at some point. Knights are going to work away on the houses. And this workshop, is there a gap there? I think there is, unless there's a tree in that spot. There may be a gap forming here as well, as Tulen's going to lose more houses. It's currently in a very nice situation regarding population space. But it can disappear very quickly. The galleys are really taking away a bunch of space. The TCs and the guard towers will provide some security, so there's not really much space to go that way. Heavy on stone now, so maybe looking for a castle. The castle, perhaps in this spot, may need to be the starting point, and then we'll eventually be able to work towards the shoreline again. But damn, there's a lot of knights. There's 12 knights now. Japanese knights coming in. I think these villagers have to try and run. They will. There was 10 of them to start with. We're down to 8, and I think another 1 or 2 may go down as well here. A couple are getting blocked. In fact, most of them are going to go down. Only 2-1. Only 1 is going to survive there. That's a massive set of kills. But, hey, despite that, Tulen still has a pretty healthy villager count. Trouble, though, is there's a lot of army versus 1 mangonel. Just has to be able to hold on to the eco. So those kills happened, not ideal, but if the eco can survive, and there are some good defenses. If the eco can survive, and here comes an attempt at a conversion. I think one will get converted here, and it does. Does the mangonel stay up? Yes. Does the knight, does the monk survive? The monk survives. The knight is going to run out. And at the same time, the knights try to dive under there, and it's chaos. It's a fair bit of chaos going on at the moment, but Tulen kind of holding, and whilst he's holding, it's 3 TCs v2. Monk gets another conversion. In fact, this monk is not reachable because it's come out, been fed out of the galleys, or has he just gone through that gap? Maybe he's gone through that gap. But either way, there's 2 converted knights now. The pressure is very much there from Socksyy, but Tulen's situation is still okay. Yes, there are holes, there's gaps. And he's now going to be able to drop a castle, and that'll help defend a lot. Forward monastery now to go back at the knights. Maybe even redemption may come in at some point. The Japanese, yes, they get redemption. In fact, they've got a full monastery apart from heresy. Ballistics would be handy for the guard tower, but when do you drop a uni? I guess he's got the res for it, but lots of thinking needed. And there was another boar out the back. Didn't see the boar out the back either. Could have potentially brought that in during Dark Age as well. Let alone the one that's still chilling out the front. That was never taken. And here we go. Socksyy going forward castle now. Time for a whole heap of pressure, and I think Tulen's going to idle for Imp here. Does not have a market. I think it was sitting here previously, so the market's gone down. So it has to wait for the food to come in. And once it does, we'll be able to click Imp, but they're going to click at a very similar time. A very similar time. Yep, there it is from player 1, and there it is. So it's only a 12-second difference. 12-second advantage. It'll be tough to use this now. If you're the shoe, you need to remember you don't get standard trebs. You have to work with the workshops and go traction trebs. And there is said workshop number 2 coming up. There's already one there. Couple of feather guards being created. The knights are diving. The monk got a conversion and ran out. Pretty nice. Underneath the guard towers as well. They've got bodkin. No ballistics yet. Both players looking to get up. We've got a minute until Imp comes in now. And let's see. Trying to get some conversions back. Is Socksyy here. This push is really nice. And remember, we are playing for a goal here. The goal is the Wonder. Yes, you can play for the rest, but if you can just snipe the Wonder, it's only got 4,800 HP. Doesn't have any armor or anything attached to it, so go for the Wonder and, well, get the victory. Monks waiting. A few more bunch of eco techs. And infantry armor now for Socksyy. So preparing the samurai. TC on the front is actually under us. Wow, did not realize that this was the TC that was going imp. He's going to get there, but holy, this was more scary than it needed to be. If he just picked a TC out the back, there would have been no problems. But if Socksyy went to this town center earlier, there could have been some trouble for Tulen there. But now we're imp. We're seeing another castle to protect some space. 2 workshops. They're making traction trebs. Market's now up. TC will go down. Bunch of feather guards. 102 vils to 82. So it feels like that Socksyy here is kind of on a clock. Yes, Spare Hands, you are late. And yes, you are right. It is absolutely Defend the Wonder. We started Defend the Wonder on Splash Random. Socksyy won the water. And Tulen went into a boom. Managed to hold off. And now is working towards having to push these Japanese castles back. We're in a tense situation here. Plenty of res on hand for Tulen, as we said. He's got the Vil lead. And with the Vil lead, he's got plenty of gold, plenty of stone. If he takes this out, he'll have more gold to access. Still more than enough to work with back here, though. So, just needs to find space for eco buildings. No, sorry, for military buildings, which he's found out the back. He's even got more gold back here. He's got stone back here. But we're seeing the prep. It's capped ram. That is in. There's a fair few traction trebs. Got to keep producing them. Socksyy is defending. He's got 19 on stone as he's defending and repairing his castle here. The knights and the rams are getting ready. The 4 trebs. Hold on a second. That house got deleted. I feel like Socksy's going straight for the Wonder here, which is not a bad play if he realizes he's going to lose these castles eventually. He's just going to treb it down, and I don't know if Tulen's paying the attention here. He's still going this way. No, he's going to shift across now, but he's not going to have villagers repairing the Wonder. And I think this is going to work. There's no one hurrying over to the Wonder. The Wonder's going to go down. The Wonder's going to go down, and then the GG should get called from there. Yeah, he's going to it, but I think he's going too late to it. It goes down, and the game should call this any second now, and there it is. The game is over. Socksyy gets the victory on Defend the Wonder. Splash Random has just gone for the snipe. And brought enough trebs. Don't trickle treb, people. Do not trickle treb. And this was a great example of why you come in with 5 trebs. Yes. It is very nice that the game let the destruction happen entirely. And then call the game. It also sometimes makes you think that it didn't work and that you didn't set the game up properly, which I do believe they may have left this on Conquest, and I was very scared that Defend the Wonder was not going to override this, but it did. All came through well, and there we go. Defend the Wonder. First one in Girt By Sea. So we've had some regicide. We've had a Wonder victory as well, all the way back in week 1 in Division 3, and now we've had a Defend the Wonder match. And Socksy's, what is it? It's a Coliseum, fully built Coliseum. Went pretty nicely. Yes, there would be a problem with Conquest if the relics were collected. Surprisingly, no relics were collected at all. But this is the... Yeah, in a normal game... Oh, sorry. Without Defend the Wonder, Splash Random, that extra thought of, hey, I'm pushing, but whilst we're pushing, let's see if we can grab the relics. Because then if you think about this from... Like, Talon's gonna push this back. I think Talon pushes this back. Without it being Defend the Wonder, I think the Traction Trebs will beat these Trebs. These Trebs can't push. He had enough res to keep producing, and I think he was actually going to do enough to push this back. Imagine if, like, a couple of minutes later than this, you just get the notification, 200 countdown, relics have all been collected. That just suddenly flips it on its head again. When you go, oh, massive eco, looks really good, held, able to dock again, start pushing back, start using the gold in the middle for some fish or something, or at least just expanding out to the other golds that you've got. But yeah, anyway, so do focus on setting this to standard when you do play Splash Random. But all good. It is 1-0 to Socksyy. Let's turn our attention to game 2. Because these are Rex, we can just quickly jump through here without any fear of missing game time. So it was the first picked Civ for Socksyy. So that's quite a handy situation for Talon there, in the fact that Socksyy used Civ number 1, and it's a very, very long series. Game 1's done. We start looking towards either Copenhagen or Migration next, would be my guess. Meanwhile, Aquarina, Four Lakes are the 2 home picks for Socksyy there, in case you missed it when I went through it before. Alright, I'll get the next one up. Game number 2 looks to be Copenhagen. Waiting for it all to load here. And here we are with game number 2. It is Copenhagen. Socksyy Talon. It's going to be Bohemians Bengalis. Reminder that we've gone from the Splash Random standard win con, which ended up being Defend the Wonder, into Copenhagen, which is Regicide. They'll have their kings. And we will see how they go about this. Usually the kings scout the bottom and the scouts scout the top. Because the last thing you want to do is get a bit too ambitious with where you send your king and run it straight into the castle or the watchtower. So, not the common route there from Socksyy, who sent the scout down the bottom and the king through the middle. But he knows to turn it around. No dramas. And they'll get all their scouting in. You can see how much he's got done already. And for Talon, similar amounts. He's already clicked up. So 4 villages. Bengali straight in. 4 vills and up. That is a touch. Quick. Takes 1 ball. Lumber camp. In fact, I don't believe there is any... Yeah, there's no Dark Age bonus. That's a pretty nice uptime with only 1 second idle time. And Socksy's going to go up 4 vills or 2 vills later. Now remember, Talon will get 2 extra vills as soon as he's up, as that is a Bengali bonus. So 3 fishing ships. Will have 2 extra villages. And should be able to produce double dock galleys pretty consistently. Probably no need to have 6 on gold. Maybe at the start there is, just to be able to drop off and get those 2 galleys. Get the first 2 galleys out. Yeah, first 2 galleys are out, but probably now needs to move 2, 3. I'm going to go 3 vills off gold. He does 2. And onto woods. So that's good. And 3 fishing ships, plus this vill here, plus this vill here is enough to keep food production going, vill production going, because you also want to do that, right? You want to keep the vill production going. Scout v King gets away. Now remember, in feudal age, the scout does outrun the king. Very risky there. Looks like the scout here for Tulen is healing up. And now we get ready for some galley play. Still pretty nice on Socksy's end. So those 2 extra vills, but also some more idle time. He's just got a little bit more idle time here. So went up 2 vills later, which is a problem if you're then going to lose the water at the top and the opponent can also produce the double dock galleys. Socksyy will have fletching first, does have an extra vill of idle time. He's got a cheap blacksmith, so it's allowed for fletching. Yes, that is a Bohemian bonus I was not... or one that I continuously forget. Let's go with that. And the situation looks quite nice if you can keep the production coming. 2 docks and snipe the galleys. Very nice. It's 3v2. Yes, there is fletching, but whilst it's 3v2, you can definitely take it. Attempted micro there, but Socksyy still gets the snipe. He's going to repair whilst the numbers are low. Still 2 docks for both, but the vill situation is Tulen's advantage. And he's going to not be able to bring that in. He's going to try again. There we go. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we not lose our scout this time around? Yep, I think we're all okay now. No loom yet. No loom yet. It's all okay. That vill survives. Got to remember, we do have our Grey Wolves. Chilling, ready, pretty much in the same spot. Every time you play this map, they're in the exact same spot. They are ready. They are a perfect addition to this map. They are ready for an unloomed villager to walk out with no other protection, and they get done. Every second set, you'll see someone lose a vill to that Grey Wolf. Got the battles at 6v6. Fletching is in for both now. But Tulen's got the extra 3 vills. Just less idle time and Bengali bonus. Yeah, we've seen some good quick walls. And if anyone's going to be able to quick wall, it's our Division 1 players. So keep an eye out. There's no... I don't think there's loom on either end just yet. I believe we're pretty safe in saying that. No loom either end. Both players actually quite close to castle age. Generally, you don't see players go for the bottom pond until they know they have lost or won the top pond. And at the moment, it's still in the balance. Socksy's pushing but doesn't have the numbers. And Tulen's also got Bengali healing ships. So I think if you're the Bengalis, you want to win the water. Meanwhile, if you are the Bohemian player, well, you get late game, you get Hufnitzer. You can get Chemistry on the way up to Imp or in Castle Age. So if you do both of those things, you can start your push a little bit earlier. You save that 100 seconds or something with getting Chemistry on the way up instead of having to wait for Imp to come in. And yeah, well, third dock. So I think Tulen's going to make sure he plays for this. It's not yet sighted for Socksyy, who's going to have a tiny advantage. In fact, Tulen's done well to click up at the same time. Same idle time now. So it's just the 2-0 difference. And here we go. We're going to see Tulen win the water here. Easily. It's 9-4 now. So all those ships will go down. Ships will go down here. And Tulen's going to be able to push the top and probably add some fish. In fact, he's adding fish right now. He has decided this is enough. He's going to add fish and doesn't get away. Socksyy tried to run around the side. It's not worked. That is a very nice pickup. He's got no more galleys now. That's it. And here we go. It's going to be the scouts fighting, in fact. The first hit is Socksyy's way. And Tulen loses out. Adds 2 TCs immediately, though, does Socksyy. On top of saving the scout. And here we go. Vils. No, it's going to be the Spearman. The Spearman is going to drag the Grey Wolf away on this side. I think the Spearman wins this fight. Anyway, the scout's going to come in and help. In fact, he's killed Tulen's wolf, not his own, but it will alert him and remind him of his own wolf and not to run into it. So Socksyy's done very, very nicely here. So Tulen, yes, has 1 water and straight into the fish traps. Not just that. How about that? Building it with the villager and the fishing ship. As you do. King still running around. Last thing you want is to be leading and have a issue with the king. So that king's going in the watchtower. Scout and Spearman are just going to hang out here. And it's going to be 3 TCs versus 2 TCs and a fish boom. Oh, actually, I take that back. It's going to be a third town centre coming up now. Stone was taken organically here and in fact has been forgotten about. These Vils can probably either drop a mining camp or go on gold now. Fast stone walls here. Early stone walls. Locking in the position. Loom is in for Socksyy. Not yet in for Tulen, who is going to have this side. So, question now for Socksyy will there be a bunch of walls here? I guess it's not too bad of an idea taking these wood lines now. Then realizing that you are going to lose access to them eventually. So take them now. Get away with it. It'll be quite nice. There is a couple of monks and a Hussite wagon on the way. I feel like the next plan is potentially a dock down here. Bengali player, early gill nets. How good is the gill nets play, people? This is how to take advantage of winning the water at the top. This is what you do immediately. Super heavy on wood. No need for farms. All on wood. Make the fishing ships. And look at what the eco does. This is... Socksyy went 3 TCs immediately. Has barely any idle time. But Tulen's boom is just as good, if not better. And he's got fish on top of it. Right, this is a full-on fish boom. And Gillnets is in. Like, the food eco is going to be flying here. Socksyy's done well to steal the relics. And a quick check. The king for Socksyy is hiding here. Looks like it's going to be the dock. And I think the dock is even just for the relics, to be honest. He's got 2. He's going to go for the other 3 now. Yeah, this... In fact, because potentially Socksyy realizes that Tulen is just going to boom. Hasn't bothered with walls here yet. But yeah, look at the fish boom. Look at the difference. It's 30 eco difference. And, okay, there's a bit of idle time now because of the lack of houses. But Socksyy's boom hasn't been too bad. You can see the vil difference. Specifically, the villages is quite similar. Given Tulen's got 4 extra from the Bengali bonus. And there's the imp. But how's the imp on the other side, though? It's going to be... It's not even going to be that much different. Look at that. 20 seconds. 20-second difference. Tulen's got pretty nice vision. Outpost coming out. Is Town Watch in? No Town Watch yet. I imagine that may come in imp. And for Socksyy, it's just a couple of Hussites roaming around. Early plan, as you can see, trying to go grab the relics. It's going to be Ratha. It's going to be unique units. The unique units are the easy ones to get out. And the Hussite wagon should win this. I think 3v3, I think I'd prefer Hussite wagons, but I don't know, actually. Maybe not. Maybe the Ratha are just that good. No. There you go. Okay. It's very much the Hussite wagons. It's the Hussite wagons. In equal numbers, it's the Hussite wagons. Just. With a bit of micro. Get him. Got him. On the ankles. Down we go. But now prepping the real units. And that is Bodkin, Crossbow. Do we have a uni? No. So no university. So no early... The early chemistry has been missed. Is there going to be any chemistry advantage? Socksyy has got a lot of gold. Tulen's eco looks a fair bit smoother. 131 eco units. How is this? Check that out. 42 fishing ships. It is every single tile except for 1, 2, I want to say, are complete. Actually, you can do the maths on this one. 4, 4, 3, so you should get 44. So there's 2 tiles missing. The other thing with fishing ships, I believe they work quicker than farmers. Is that right? Someone can correct me. I think fishing ships with gill nets will work are faster working than farmers. Which means that you just have less units to do the same thing. Which means more army. So, I think this is a bit of an overboom at the end of the day, but... or at least it's an early overboom into the Ellie Archers. Bengali Ellie Archers, less bonus damage. And they can attack faster with the unique tech. Probably good to get Mahayana as well for less pop space on the Vils. 10% less means an extra 10 for 100 villages. An extra 10-ish pop space is created. I don't mind going after this here. It's going to be a slow process, but for now it's going to be Crossbow, Vig Ellie Archer, and Ratha. I don't know if the Ellie Archers have been seen yet for Socksyy. He's got the full boom in. He's getting the bombard cannons out now. He's going to try... He's going to try a castle there. I don't think that'll be possible. A few crossbow, a few skirm. And a couple of Hussites, but I think those are just the residuals from earlier. Eventually, where's the castle? He's going to try castle really far forward here, but not yet. Not yet. Still figuring it out. Still thinking about it. And more Ellie Archer production on the way. We've got Skirm. Fully upgraded Elite Skirm here. Chemistry is in, as is Ballistics as well. The Ellie Archers are going to try and dive. These things are tanky, but with enough Skirm, we'll be okay. And here comes the castle. But the castle's being built underneath. It's being built underneath Trebs. Oh, this could go down. This may not... Well, this won't go up on with any serious HP. In fact, it's super tight. It's going to go down. I think it's going to go down right here. Yeah. Down it goes. Castle went up. Castle did... Actually, still got 2 eco kills, believe it or not. But that is not worth the 650 stone. Prepping Haub now, which is smart because there are light cav out. And there's that many skirm there just one-shotting the light cav for now. They don't have any armor yet, or don't have enough armor yet. Can get full armor on Bengali light cav. The pikes will need to start getting mixed in pretty quickly here. And the light cav have a bonus on the skirms as well. That's a nice attack to have. But in come the Haub. But space looks good for Tulen. Still got those 44 fishing ships. In fact, he has managed to... We just made 2 more. They're not actually working at the moment. We'll be able to go Trebs. And it's just full trash at the moment. Trash plus bombard cannon. Now, if you can make that Hoofnitzer, Socksyy's in a much nicer position. Again, building the castle underneath Trebs. He's just going to have to bail on that again. 130 eco to 147. Really, really needs Hoofnitzer, I feel. He's able to make more castles. Probably just worth protecting some more space, right? You may as well make them. Whether it's here or behind your walls or something. Worth making. Tulen seemingly needs a few more stables. It's got a lot of light cav in queue, but maybe from... No, they're up now. There they are. They're up. There's definitely stables up there. They're all being produced at once, which is good. Castle taking down a whole heap of skirms here. Skirms are going down. Socksy's losing his army. Socksy's losing his army. And now the Ellie Archers get to push through. These guys are elite now. It feels a matter of time before this set gets leveled at 1 apiece. Both players. We have a look at how quickly they're playing. Look at that, up near the 100 APM. And a couple of monks out. Quick check on the tech. So Pakes is in, but Mahayana is not. So I guess the eco doesn't yet allow it. The positive that Socksy's got is 4 relics versus 0. Now, could turn over number 5. Just hasn't brought it back yet. But the Ellie Archers are really tough to bring down. I think even against Skirm, you feel like this kind of thing is... This is tough. There's 33 of these bad boys. And... yeah, I haven't run any numbers on Ellie Archers versus Skirm, but when you've got 300 HP on an Ellie Archer and 35 on a Skirm, it feels like 1 for 1 isn't quite going to cut it. And eventually this fight, I mean the Halbs, now the Halbs, if they can attack, the Halbs will do some serious damage. But at the same time, look at the healing. The healing's coming in. Talon's actually deleted a bunch of the ships as well. Realised those are not needed. And Socksyy now losing a few production buildings. Having to build more at the back. Look at the base. And there's Hoofneeds. It's going to take 2 minutes. So if you can hold on 2 more minutes, then these bad boys really, really get strong. 2 monks here. They're going to do a bit of healing. That scout will survive and the Halbs will get dragged. The Halbs get dragged under castle fire. And the Skirms kind of get pushed out of position. How's this? How's the clicking? Check out the speeds on these two right now. They're both trying to control 2 armies at once. Fight in the right areas, not in the wrong areas. You've got the Ellie Archers on the Halbs and the Scouts on the Skirms. And if you're blue, you want the opposite. The Halbs on the Light Cav and the Skirms on the Ellie Archers. But I think eventually Red's army is going to be too strong. Hoofnita is still 30 seconds away. The armor wasn't entirely in yet for those Halbs. There's not a lot of Skirms in queue. In fact, there's not a lot of food in the bank. It feels like eventually here... this is all going to get pushed back. It's all going to get pushed. Now there's Hoofneeds, but no, there's still 4 of them. They're just being pushed to the back of the base for now. Socksy's going to try to do some work. Check out how much damage these guys do. Once they land an attack, they landed some pretty juicy hits on those Ellie Archers. And decent quick walls, but the Chonkers, as you say, they've probably got a... The Chonkers are working away hard. There's still 27 of them. They've got 73 kills in total. All military bar 1. All military bar 1. And it's all flying in pretty well for Tulen to level the series 1 apiece. Feels like it's a matter of time. Eco is still really good. Still a really good eco for Socksyy. It's just now not able to work at the limit. It's going to be Halb Hoofneeds. So the Hoofneeds are going to do better than... They're going to do better than the Skirm. They just have to land the attacks. Oh, full monks. The monks trying to convert the Hoofneeds here and gets 1. Gets 1. That'll go down pretty fast, though. Socksyy holds on, but hang on a moment. There's a castle that's about to go up here. He's going to go even more aggressive. I think he's getting more aggressive as he sees the options available to him. Although, I think he wanted to drop a castle right here. I think I saw red there. Yeah, these Vills are trying to drop a castle on this hill, but Socksy's beating him to it. There's still this... I want to say stalemate, but... It's just a slow creep. It's a slow creep from Tulen here. This is going to get halted. 105 Vills now. Tulen's down a few more, but... With 44 on fish, it's still okay. Now, what would be an amazing raid is a sneak dock 2 fires and bang, let's go. Think about all the fish you'd kill. Ellie Archer production would be halted in the moment. Neither player actually fished for the bottom, I don't believe. No, there's no fishing ships out there. Still the stalemate, in fact. The Haubhoofniets are doing the job. There's 9 of them here. This has been... I'm going to say this has been halted. The house didn't go up. There's a TC now. Going to try and re-wall that, but no fortified wall yet. That may be of use, but until fortified wall, or until that gate gets built, it's just going to be more light cav running through the eco. Bunch of farms try and get dropped. Going to need to reboom a little bit. Replenish the eco. Still got light cav running in, but it's full Haub now. So the light cav is kind of not worth. There is now vision on the king, so got to remember, it is regicide at the end of the day. You don't want to lose sight of the king. Gate gets halfway up. Yeah, light cav aren't working anymore. Light cav can try and raid. Guess you can put some time into raids or reinforcements as they are here. Reinforcements are okay, but... And actually, they're doing a bit of a work here. Bit of work. Some serious kills. A couple of eco kills here and here. Pushes the Haub back. You just can't fight against the massive Haub. Avoid the Haub mass. It's okay. Makes it hard to dive on the Hoofniets. They are trying to... There's still 6 of them. They manage to get away. They get surrounded by Haub. Haub don't have all the upgrades yet. No iron casting. And no blast furnace. Otherwise, the plan is just Haub Hoofniets, and then it's going to be light cav, elite Ellie Archer. Treb's working away here. They're in a little bit of a nook. And Ellie Archers are just going to counterattack by the looks of it. I'm just going to walk forward, walk around, try and counterattack. Again, I think both kings are safe for now. There's no blue roaming around the top. But I don't know how Socksyy's going to be able to push you. He's got 7 more Hoofniets ready. If he gets to a ball of 13 of these guys, with some Haub protection, he'll be able to take out a fair bit. Light cav try to flank to get in. Couple of Haubs. The Haubs split. Now there's skirm. Remember... Bengalis do have redemption in at the moment, so they can go after the Hoofniets. They do have some pretty strong tanky monks. In fact, if we look up here, saw the castle flashing, there's a lot of trebs. They're fighting uphill, but it's not going to matter. Castle will go down. It's only got masonry, I believe. Yeah, no architecture, no hoardings. And the Haub mass has run away a little bit, and the Hoofniets are now kind of exposed, and there's still this army that no one's really able to counter. We're ticking up towards the hour mark, going for the conversions, but not quite. Is there any... No, there's no devotional faithing yet. Haub working away. Ellie Archers doing a pretty good job. These Ellie Archers have got 11 base, or 11 attack, sorry, 7 base attack. Situation still is good for Tulen because we're still playing around Socksyy's base, and the next lot are all just piling through. The trebs still exist. Only 3 of them, but there's still 3. This monk never brought back the final relic. Socksy's the one with the relic, and holy light cav. The light cav can really push through here now. There's not a lot of Halb. Not a lot of Halb. This is going to take a lot of the eco out. You can see the efficiency really dropping for Socksyy. He's got no real answer here. He has to go after the Ellie Archers before he can go after the light cav. He's garrisoned. Fully garrisoned there. Fully, or not fully garrisoned here. Halbs go after the Trebs. They may go down. But again, now look. We're now in a very exposed area of eco. And in fact, we're closing in on the king. The king's watching from the watchtower. Tulen's slowly running out of gold. We'll just have a quick look on that one. There's only 2,000 gold left on the map. And is this all the gold? That looks like it's all the gold. So, keep a quick eye as to how that plays out. So, Socksyy knows he's got 4 relics. Well, yeah, he's got 4 relics. Maybe he'll now realize the 5th monk. And try to bring in relic number 5. Metro says the Bohemians are going to be able to hold on. It is relics v no relics. And the Halb. The Halb Hoof Neats. Are they too strong? And there's now a decent ball. There's a ball of 10. There's a ball of 10. Tulen's now stopping the Elite Ellie production and he's going with Elite Skirm. He's going Elite Skirm plus Light Cav. And interesting. Now, I think the power play here for Socksyy. Just drop a dock and make 3 fire ships. There's still those 43 fishing ships working. We know it. I don't know if he knows it, that there's still the fishing ships going, but a little bit of a play on water here. You just take out 43 fish at once. It can't really get defended. What's that building? There's a building here that wants to get dropped. It's a monastery. TC went down here, is now being rebuilt, but hold on a moment. It's 180 pop to 169. It's now just going to be Skirm Light Cav. Socksyy still missing the upgrades from the blacksmith. And these fights would be going so much better, even against the skirms. They would be going better with the upgrades. But there's still 7 hoof needs, a whole heap of Halb. That's it. There should be no other units made. It's just a barracks. It's a workshop, and it's Halb, and it's our cannons, our Bohemian unique cannons. No arson yet. I guess that's the other thing that you could say is missing. Actually, was that no chemistry? No chemistry's in. Not really going after buildings though, so there's no real need for the arson on the Halb. Not the first thing you look at, that's for sure. But those upgrades, they would be handy. Big ball of skirms, but Socksy's not going anywhere. Still ticking over. We've hit the 1 hour mark now. The map control. Oh, that was a nice hit. How about that? Down go a whole heap of skirms there. Yeah, we've hit the hour mark. We've got Halb out of position, but notice just in time, Halb get to come in. Light Cav have to run out. And that's a lot of Light Cav now. A lot of Light Cav, but they're kind of not able to do a lot. The hoof needs just go around in a circle, and then look at that. They all go down. The Light Cav all go down. It's again, it's 120 vils to 134 eco. It's no gold. We're about to be goldless. Well, not fully. I guess Tulen is rationing that gold out. Socksyy is goldless. So every Hoofneats has to be treated with a lot of care. A lot of care here. There's only 3. And Skirm, Light Cav, and it's only Halb now. That's a devastating castle. And hang on, there's a bit of a raid here as well. There's another Hoofneatser, but let's see. Is this fight going to be taken? Not yet. There's still enough Halb. There's a lot being produced. Talon's going to dive. Talon's going to dive and just hope that he's got enough numbers. The Light Cav are going to flank. The quick walls there to come in. The quick walls aren't in quick enough. They go out. They come back. They get in. They get in. They get in. I think this may be the end of the Hoofneats. Maybe the end of that Hoofneatser. And suddenly it's down to 2, but it's a hold. And yes, there's still this monk. It's with 5k relic gold, that would have been another 1k, you'd think, by this stage. The other 4 came in a fair while ago, and the difference between the first 2 and the next 2 wasn't a lot. That's a nice hit by the Hoofneats there. And a lot of Light Cav, but they're going to trade awfully against the Halb. And holy, what have we got here? Full-on migration. There is just a complete lack. Complete lack of units here. Lack of space. Unless this castle goes down, Socksyy's just got no res. All his eco. He's at 17% worker efficiency. He's just got nothing he can do. This is not safe anymore. He's got no wood. He's just got nothing. No, he's got nothing. I think this is still Talon's. He's just got nothing. I don't know what we're looking at out here. I guess Talon's got a whole heap of wood, and this fish is super safe. And he's got, look at the forest he's still got out here. I guess that maybe even is is that the bigger difference between having the fish out? You've just been able to hold on to some of the other res a bit more. But yeah, going after this middle wood line, that's all that Socksy's got. We'll have a look and see what's left. And yeah, he's called the GG. Well played. Talon levels this up 1 apiece. Amazing game. Look at the average APM, over 100. Talon's in the chat there saying, we did it. Yes, you absolutely did get the win on Copenhagen there. Very nicely done. Very smooth. That Dark Age. I was not aware of what was essentially 4 vills into double dot galleys. And yeah, without really any idle time. That was the most impressive part of it, right? Without any idle time. Very smooth. Perhaps Insidious, yes, welcome along. Welcome along to the channel. Could have had the win earlier, but I will say, I think the Bohemians are probably a better civ. I know that there's a chance for that earlier push, but Socksyy is, yeah, playing as the Bohemians here, and that Halb Hoofneats is very hard to push. And we saw it. It's very hard to push. And also, Socksyy is, I don't know what his elo is at the moment, but he's obviously hit the 2k4 mark. Talon, you can let the people know yourself. I think you're 2-1. I don't know how much 1v1 action you get around to at the moment, but I know you're in that, definitely above the 2k mark. But Socksyy is right up in the top 100. 1v1s are for Noz. Yeah, well, there we go. And yeah, very good stuff. Let's just have a look at what we had regarding the eco and the military. Actually, look at that. A whole bunch of kills each. Kills and losses a fair bit higher, so Socksyy killing his own units along the way. And the eco wood collected. So this is interesting. They collected the same amount of wood. They collected pretty much the same amount of wood, but Socksyy was completely out. But then you can see the food eco difference. That's all from the early fish. Stone, pretty much the same, and gold. Gold's a bit more for Tulen, which is interesting. I guess he got the neutral golds in the middle there, which is why he was able to get more. And if we look at the res collector difference here, look at how this flew away early. Right? Getting in Castle Age, getting access to look at and how quickly gillnets came in. The quick realization to go 44 fish and gillnets just helped out so much. At this point, I guess the eco counts were similar, right? But it was opening up the gap until both players fully boomed, which was quite nice. And I would say that Tulen did actually use the res advantage, because the game was played entirely in Socksyy's base. Socksy never got past halfway the whole time. So pushing very well. And it's time for game number 3. All right, let's get up the drafts, because we've got people coming in the middle of games and all. So game 1, I saw you ask Noz and got an answer in the chat there, but game 1 we had Splash Random and they had Defend the Wonder, which is quite fun. So we haven't had a Defend the Wonder yet. It's one of those where we've seen what Zetnus has done with the Hyper Random tourney, and you go, oh yeah, all these things are possible. And when I asked him for a script, didn't really go too deep into it. Didn't really know if all those other tidbits were actually part of the script we were given. The Hyper Random Water script. Or the Semi-Random. Something between Mega and Hyper. Because it's not Mega Random, but it's not full Hyper Random, right? Because of the res situation. But yeah, Defend the Wonder. Can happen. Defend the Wonder can happen. And Tulen reckons he may have meant to ban because got caught out by the fact that you're allowed to pick your favourite map. That's okay, Tulen. I only mentioned it a dozen times throughout the first 5 weeks and the week leading up to finals there. But that's okay. Migration is the best map in Age of Empires, so you've picked correctly. You've watched Netto. Let me guess, we're going to see... Well, if we get there. Sorry, I was going to say what we're going to see, but I don't know... know what's there. Socksy's gone with Aquarena and Four Lakes. Arena, God, we don't want Arena. Here we had Tulen play his second Civ and got the win. And final pick. So final pick Bohemian. So similar to game 1, where Tulen will probably be happy to see first pick Japanese go down. And Socksyy may be okay to know that he lost with his last picked Civ. Oh, Insidious, thank you for the follow as well. And Noz, 7 stream streak, buddy. Well done. You're sticking around. Congratulations on making it to the grand final and being the first one to qualify. Across all divisions, the first one to qualify, right? We obviously won't spoil about who Robo's playing next week because we are up to game 3. So Yes, we are watching Rex, but we don't need to... yeah, we're going to pretend we don't know what's happened. And obviously Div 2, Div 3, we've got semi-finals coming out throughout this week. None of them have been played yet. So we'll see how that all plays out. Game number 3 time. We have got Tulendeena and Socksyy. We're on Aquarina. It's going to be Portuguese Malay. And the way we're going to see this map get played is, well, I believe, and I'm happy to repeat it every time, with the way the current water sits, I think Aquarina is a fast castle map. I don't believe fast feudal can do enough. But we'll see how the players view it. These two players are way better at the game than I am. So we'll see what strategies are gone for here. I think if we see the water rework that's being planned, I think it's very rare to see feudal play on almost any hybrid or water map, to be honest. Just because you can hide the fish. You can't really get any value out of the early galleys, and especially on this map. So if we're able to garrison fishing ships when the full game or the full water rework comes out, it's just going to be, yeah, FC or fast imp. I think there's some fast imps. That's the thing, right? Because you know that fast castle is a thing, it opens up fast imp to be a thing. Whereas I feel like right now, where fast feudal can be a thing, like, I don't think it's the best, but because it can be a thing, I don't really like the fast imp either. If you know your opponent's going Castle Age, then I guess you can maybe try and gamble a fast imp. The thing with the map, and it's worth noting, right, is because you've got oysters, you've got fish that are working really well, right? Look, dock to deep fish is 1 tile, 2 tiles. You've got 4 deer and 2 boars. You've got 8 sheep. Yes, your wood line is not the closest, but it's not too bad. Your res is just really efficient. Your res overall is really, really efficient. So you can kind of get away with, I think it's 26 vills and just like 12, 15 fishing ships, and learn it, split it, bang. You don't even have to leave your walls, and you can fast imp it. Something like, depending on the civ, right? The better the, and Italians, even maybe Bengalis, or those that get bonuses, right? Not your Byzantines. Or even Byzantines to a degree, because imp is so much cheaper. Those ones, they all get that little bonus. But yeah. We'll see what we get here. I think Talon's going to try a fast castle because there's 7 on wood. Socksyy with 6 on wood is probably doing the same. I think it's going to be a fast castle as well, just is waiting for the second... waiting for the wood to be able to drop a second lumber camp. Maybe? I'm not sure. Also, he's Malay, though. So, because he's Malay, he can also go, like, a 23, 24 vil fast feudal. Or 22 vil fast feudal. Yeah, lots of thinking, Insidious. Lots of thinking to be had. The way the map... I think differently to Land Arena, which is what I'm going to call that map. This feels a bit like one fight and one fight only. And if you lose that fight, that is it. Like, there is no comeback. Because these walls are not as strong as stone walls. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so Socksy's gone feudal age because he's gone up 22 vils. And you can see here, scouts are fighting. Talon's going to try an FC. And he's just going to run and then probably turn back and win the scout war. He's going to have a nice advantage here. He's 6 HP down, but I don't think that will matter as long as it doesn't become 9. Waiting, 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 and bang. Down it goes. Yep. So hybrid maps, you can be greedier. You don't just have to add 3 fish. You can add 4, 5, 6 fish in Dark Age, Early Feudal, because even if you're attacked, you garrison, you hold on to them, and then you add the stuff to go crazy. Nomad, yeah, as you say, zombie, guaranteed fast castle. Trap, get him, scout goes down. Nice work by Tulen. Okay, so let's see how the galleys work. And if I look at this, I would like to say I think this is too slow. In my humble opinion, I believe that this is too slow. My 1400 ELO opinion says that the 2K2 has gone with a bad strategy. So we'll see how it plays out. I just look at this and I think as long as the fast castle works, which it's tight on the gold, can put 1 on oysters if you have to get a little bit. Should be okay. Yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And second lumber camp there. Straight up. And there we go. So now Portuguese can add whatever they desire. Although only 1 dock at the moment. So Tulen may want to start dropping some docks and get ready on the pushback. A couple of fishing ships may go down here, but they're also just going to run. And whilst Socksyy is not through, it's okay. Second dock coming down now. Third dock coming down as well. Is that... It's okay. It's going to be annoying pathing there, but it's all good. And these fishing ships want to come back. They're being annoying. No, you got to run them back that way. Yep, he's all good there. Now galleys. Galleys are okay. Just have to wait for the numbers. Can't fight that at all soon. And another dock. Yeah, I wouldn't dock that one. That would be very awkward. But going to dock there. Also nice. So adding more docks going around the base. Adding some more production. As it should be upgraded galleys. Yeah. Get the warship upgrade and jump in on some galleys. Probably worth just, if you're not going to go for the fish, just take out the sea tower now. Potentially, or keep roaming around. Upgrade time. Adding galleys along the way. Not ready to fight yet, so no need to eject or to go towards caravels, which Portuguese also get. Fast ballistics, really good. So, good little advantage for Tulen, who has got, well, a nice position in the sense that the fast castle wasn't punished, but because he's up against Malay, well, despite well, now there's idle time, but despite the lack of idle time, he's down a bunch of ills. Because Malay get to go up faster. So, do I take back my previous comment? And that maybe a Malay fast feudal is the best way to play this? Maybe. Maybe. And you just get to see what your opponent does, I guess. And you don't really get punished too hard. how it's all about the fights here. And as you can see the difference, we saw some Div 2 and Div 3 games where players took a while to get their universities up. But these two, universities pretty much instantly as soon as they hit Castle Age. Because ballistics is a game changer in these fights. You can fight with lesser numbers here when you're up ballistics. If we just have a look at the difference, Portuguese have more HP on their ships, which is plus 14, so 10%. 10% HP, and they're cheaper. Malay don't have anything regarding Navy battles. They just have that super fast uptime. And that's what allows for... yeah, that's just what allows for the fights. Now, the Malay do get harbours from the Thalassocracy upgrade. Portuguese, if you get to Imp, can make Feitarias. And that's just infinite gold. That means you don't have to expand. That means you don't need to look to the trade or the fish or the oysters out the front. You can kind of turtle your way and wait for late game. And here we are, we're fighting. Portuguese also get the Caravel, which does pass-through damage. Which isn't common, but there are situations where I think it would be worth adding a couple. I think a few Caravels are always good. They're not as good as galleys one-on-one. But it's the fact they have the Scorpion-like damage that can see them do some good work. But mixing in one or two with galley seems nice, especially when you see the patrol, the stack patrol like this, the stand ground patrol. Caravels will do a lot of good work on that. Right at the moment, it's just going to be 1 TC each. Very rare that you see the second TC here. 1 TC, docks, pump out the Navy. Just pump the Navy out. If you can kill some fish, that's always nice. Careening, good upgrade. Plus 1 Pierce armor. I think the awesome part of the new changes that are proposed are all the different eco. Yeah, you're right, Noz. You're saying it now. All the different upgrades that you get from the uni. That you'll be able to get from the uni. I think those, in my opinion, those are good. Like, that's a really nice change. That adds more dynamic to water play. That adds dynamic, more options between, do I go numbers or do I go upgrades? And when you've got more of those options, I think that's a good thing. Even if the ship situation is a little bit awkward, as long as we have options, I think it's good. And here we go, we're fighting again. Numbers are actually quite equal. In fact, no, the numbers are very good for Tulen here. Socksyy is in trouble. That dancing ship at the front, but this is good. Tulen in a very strong spot now, is able to push back. And yeah, so for those who don't know, Careening, Dry Dock, both are Pierce armor, and they are both from the university. There's also upgrades related to fire ships, one in Castle Age, one in Imp. And those are quite nice as well, although fire ships don't really get much play under the new meta, seemingly. See what we've got here. Very nice. I think, yes, so Tulen does get access to +1 armor from the unique tech. And Malay mentioned before, you can kind of dock the shoreline and harbor the shoreline. And will be interesting to see if that's for gold, or I think that's for gold. I wouldn't be surprised if we see castles get made. I know it's really important, like this is super important, right? But if you can get to stone, I recommend it. Fighting away here still. Equal numbers, but HP bonus for Tulen, but the armor bonus, I think, is... Yeah, the armor bonus is for Socksyy, who does have that +1 armor. Yeah, there's Bowsaw for Socksyy. No upgrade, no double bit for Tulen. Might be why he has to make and put 42, 43 on wood and still not have any wood. 10%? 20% faster. Bowsaw's 20% faster as well. That's a massive upgrade. Definitely need that. Now that the game has settled a little bit. Good time for Ecotech check. Seeing some farms get dropped as well. Always good. You probably want to start looking for Imp as well. Start thinking about Imp. So either more fishing ships or more villagers on farms would be good. Even if it's just the, you know, the 8 around the TC. Then you don't really feel the need for horse collar. Numbers still good for Tulen, but Socksyy's the one that is playing forward at the moment. Still awaiting careening. Again, we are fighting. I know that there's been some people unhappy with how under the new water rework, apparently you can't see Navy battles, but, well, you can't tell under the old one either, so nothing's changed in that regard. It's just a different type of ship. Tulen gone market heavy, selling wood, buying food, getting careening. There we go. That'll be a big upgrade, and that will further help the fights. Although the numbers are not his way at the moment, so it's all about taking some good fights here. You can see the micro that two players have got here. Look at that. 80s, 130s. Dancing with... Look at that. How about this ship? Once you can recognize which ship is the one being attacked, you can kind of just steal a whole bunch of volleys. They all miss. You just got to have the skill to do it. And check that out. A couple of very low HP ships there get away. Numbers still close overall. So in the fight, they're pretty much even. 19 to 20. But remember, again, Portuguese ships are better. Extra HP. So, there we go. I think we've got pretty close HP. You can see the dancing. Check out, look at the clicking. Up near 200 APM now. Just clicking, avoiding the volleys. Yeah, wow. It's still fascinating to me. The ability to recognize which ship is the one that's kind of getting hit. Or I guess you just kind of maybe just pick one. Eventually, it's going to be the one that's targeted. I guess if it's the one that's in the middle or closest, then it'll get targeted next. So, yeah, you steal a whole bunch of shots. They all miss, and you can win fights with lesser numbers. Lull. A bit of a lull, but Imp! How did that happen? Sell an Imp. And it's going to be Imp in no time at all. How did that happen? It's probably Bowsaw related. Gold mining upgrade in on this side, and it's not in on this side either. So, same Vil count, but Eco Res collected in Socksy's favour. Because of the upgrades. Vils are just working faster. Still wonder what the situation will be regarding expansion. So if we look at the gold here, there's only 2k. So if the game's not finished when that 2k gold goes, what's Socksyy gonna do? Diving. Okay, so Tulen should win this fight here. We're now fighting underneath Socksy's tower and docks. He's gonna walk away. He's gonna see Imp. And the GG's been called. Tulen realizes that eventually Bracer comes in. And Galleon comes in. And Chemistry comes in. And Tulen may not ever see Imp. It's 2 docks less, actually. It's operating on 2 docks less, 6 to 5. So the game does end before we get to see what happens when the gold runs out. I think the gold not super close to running out on this side, but again, you see pretty meta play there. Imp being what calls it, and we are 2-1 to Socksyy. Tulen now on the brink of elimination. 122 galleys to 102. There was nothing else made. The most meta of meta Aquarena maps made. That's what we saw there. Just full-on meta galleys. Peak APM 230. 230 APM for Socksyy. Check this out. Check the clicking. As he's trying to win these fights. Doesn't actually look that... I didn't see the stuff that made it seem like it was 230, but good stuff. Capture age, you are telling the truth, I'm sure. Stats, and if we have a look at the military, more kills, less losses. Always nice when you win the army fight. Feels like that was a game maybe the faster player won. And you could see the res collected get away there. So, earlier Bosaw because... earlier double bit because earlier feudal age. That's normal. And then gold mining upgrade helped. And Bosaw at 25 minutes came in. And that helped with that as well. Vils were otherwise pretty even. See the techs, APMs. If you click faster, the ships move faster. Well, sometimes if you click faster, the ships regroup faster and they don't actually go anywhere, which is a bit annoying. But otherwise, all good. And yeah, you can see the overall APMs there. Socksyy near the ton again. Game number 4. Alright, so let's go there and here. So game 3, Tulen goes Portuguese, gets beaten. Malay for Socksyy, which got a win. Migration next, I would assume. You know, the first picked map by Tulen. Probably Dravidians. I'm going to guess Dravidians, Armenians? I reckon either Mulekart Civ. I don't think it'll be Turks. In fact, whoa. Oh, that's reset now. 1, 2, 3. In fact, I don't think Turks will even be seen on 4 lakes. Oh, do you know what? It might. It actually might. I've got a theory here. If we see 4 lakes, I reckon this pick is a result of this pick. And that Socksyy is going to try and FC Janissary. But I imagine game 4 is migration, and we'll look towards that first. We'll see what comes up there. Game number 4 is very much on migration. And it will be Dravidians, Armenians. It is time now for game number 4. Tulen versus Socksyy, Dravidians versus Armenians. First picked Civ for Tulen on his first picked map. So we'll see how this is all played out. Armenians pretty strong on this map as well. So if we look at what the Armenians have got here in the southeast, mule carts cheaper than what you get them when you're the Georgians. The techs are more effective, which is nice on all those upgrades there. The church brings a relic, and the access to the church is good. And the galley line fires an extra projectile. So do the drummers. Fires an extra projectile, which is an extra +1. If required, Cilician Fleet gives the demo line serious blast radius. And the galley line gets extra range as well. So I imagine we see Cilician Fleet if we are heavy on the galleys. And the Drummond range is nice in Imp as well. For Tulen, who's not completely opposite, slightly more west, Dravidians, the fishermen are nicer, and the fishing ships are nicer. Extra carry. Wood when you get to the next stage, pretty good. And docks provide pop space. So this is the big Dark Age bonus for the Dravidians. That once it's time to dock, it's pretty good. Tulen there with the smart long lure of the deer into let it reset and kill it as it's coming back. Amazing timing, by the way, to have the other one end at the exact same time. I'm sure that was absolutely planned. And Doc is going to provide that pop space, so no need for the third house just yet. I think we're going to see fast feudal here, because it's only 5 on wood. Should be 3 fishing ships and straight into feudal. Onto a sheep as well. So no boars on this map. Does mean that trying to go under TC here can get a little bit busy. If I'm going fast feudal on this map, I like to send 2 over to the shorefish. It just removes some of the full-on just the traffic jam that you can get under your town centre here. And in fact, I think both players are going feudal age. Be interesting to see what Tulen goes for. Says he was watching Snedo, and here we go. The second Vil is going out to the shorefish. Watching Snedo, and I believe that Snedo likes the forward docks idea. Definitely seen him play that before on this map. So we'll see if that comes up. Even with the walking distance still okay. I like it. I think it's needed because what you're about to see here is you get very close to not having any food. And there you go, up. 2 seconds idle time. So if you're going up, so Tulen's going 19 and loom. I try to go 20 no loom when I do that. And that kind of means you have to send the second one across. So I send the second one straight away with my build. And then that means they can go build the extra docks instead of going to wood. But when you're Dravidians, you got that really nice bonus with the extra wood. So you can either go the 2 docks with the extra wood, sort of, or you can get the fast blacksmith. And if you get the fast blacksmith, you can pick up some fletching. Although, only 2 fishing ships. So, only 2 fishing ships is interesting, but a transport ship has been made. Because it's the dock. How did I miss it? The docks are forward. There we go. I was like, where are the second docks? There they are. They are forward. I mentioned it 3 minutes ago, and I don't even go back to check. So, Socksyy's going to be up soon. He's going to go straight into galleys, and it's going to be forward fires for Tulen, which is a very nice way to go about it. And I guess that's why Loom came out, which is probably right, given its forward docks. You're getting Vils in the middle. You don't want to get sprung by anything. There's no... what are they called? I've forgotten the name of what I wanted to say here. Oh, look at this. How's this? No loom on this. Oh, no, there is loom on this villager. But it's a feudal age scout. You guys don't even know what I wanted to say to know what... The animals that kill you. Prey. Predators. Predators. There's no predators out on this version of Migration. There is in the latter version. So... if you do want to play this way on the latter version, I don't recommend going unloomed. Alright, how's the quick walls, by the way? Check that out. Saves the 4 HP villager, but is now trying to fight. Yeah, the galleys are going to be given up on, and we're going to go fire galleys to fight. So it's going to be 3 forward docks for 3 defensive docks versus the 2 forward docks. So Socksyy should be able to hold this. I don't know. I'm a firm FC guy on this map. Oh, look at the blocking. How's the blocking with the transport? The transports are quicker than galleys. Pretty nice blocking there by Tulen. Getting the clicks up. Should be over on the mill now. And a few farms dropping as well. Both players will want to think about Castle Age. And a demo being queued. Demo of the tournament stuff is done. So our nominees are locked in. But we will have the voting will come out, or the notice about the voting will come out later this week, which will be quite nice. I'm very excited for that. And then our plan is to announce the winners on each of the grand final nights, which will be next weekend. Metro, you're not a fan of the meta? Are you saying the meta being the fast feudal forward dock stuff, or what I was trying to get to? I got halfway through by saying the fast castle, or even in some cases, slow castle. 24, 25, 26 Vils, mass fishing ships, huge eco. I think this is going to get pushed back eventually. Socksyy's production is quite nice. The heavy eco play is going to be more common next year with the changes, but I still think it's better than a fast feudal on this map. There's trying to repair, doesn't repair. I think this push is going to be cleaned up eventually, but eco's still nice because Tulen has his fish. Counter attack coming though, and the fish will go down. Or at least be idled. Bunch of houses here. These Vils have got to do something. Demo. Trying to repair. Gets a bit of a wall down and... Interesting. Ships go back towards the dock, but they can't garrison in them, and they're going to have to run. And bit of a merry-go-round. Defensive fire being prepped now. Fires. Demo lands. That's nice. The demo did 140 damage. Two Vils can repair this all day. But not currently making ships. I think waiting for Castle Age here. And Tulen's going to have a very nice Castle Age advantage over Socksyy here. Just needs to be able to get up. Just needs to be able to click up. Where's the food? Bring the food. There we go. And oh god, he doesn't have any buildings. He doesn't have any buildings. That's a problem. Was ready to click up, but didn't have the buildings. Now you're going to see the blacksmith, the market. They get scrambled down. They get scrambled down, and now there's a barracks here, and he's now up. Alright, he's up. He's probably going to lose the docks eventually, which is a bit awkward. Lost the transport ship as well. I think if you're committing to this pressure, so the lack of buildings has probably cost a decent advantage here. Socksyy also down a building, though. So both players forgetting their blacks. Yeah, I guess he went so early onto fires. Had no need for the blacksmith. And yeah, so what I thought was going to be a big advantage, then thought was going to be a small advantage, and has ended up back at the 1 minute advantage. But the docks go down on the front. Now you tend to see this map look towards the middle, and the middle is open, lots of space. You can see the transport coming out. Feel like this is a nice safe landing spot for Socksyy here. Outpost coming out too. I think that's good. A few spears, a few light cav or scout cav. But Socksy's going to have a pretty strong hold on water. And Tulen does not have a great spot. I think it would be wise to cure transport and YOLO your way. You can't do that now. Maybe it wouldn't be wise. It would be risky, but it feels very risky right now that unless you try to, you gotta either force yourself back on water, or build a 1 Vil TC, because he's only got the 2 Vils here. Only got the 2 Vils, so really has to make the most of those 2 Vils. Can't afford to lose them until a town centre goes up. Really needs to, I would say, get the techs out of this town centre, right? It's the small things, you know, your wheelbarrow, handcart, even get town watch. Just the kind of thing that means you're making less Vils here than you need to, because you're going to run out of res. You've got a fair bit. Like, you're not going to run out until Imp, but if you don't have the water, you will run out. And now we've got the fight happening here. Stable, barracks, down. A few more Vils coming. And, I mean, if this Vil... There's still the 2 Vils, but this town centre is... It's on a knife edge. It really needs to go up. And no workshops yet. It's going to be triple stable. Triple stable for Socksyy. And the knight eventually runs away. Spearman coming in though. Good micro. Run the weak one. There's the workshop. Yeah, I was expecting workshop goods. Also the idea of a prepping for a castle. Castle will also be good. And from the Armenian sake, I was about to say a church is quite good as well. It protects a lot of space. I think the 2 knights can win this. They've got armor. At least against the scout cav. Maybe not with the spears also involved. Now there's 4 of them. absolutely can now. A couple of monks being created. See this market's being under attack here, but yeah, Socksyy's 1 on water. Tulen now needs to secure the land and win here on land. If you win on land, you're in a very healthy spot to then get back on water. And you can see he's prepping a castle. Have a look at the vision, which is about to be lost. You can see 2 of the stables. Doesn't know about the 3rd yet. Socksy's buying res. He's got the relic, got some monks. I wonder if the plan is... Well, the upgrade on the monks will be handy. And interesting to see. With monks on both sides, whether you see atonement... No redemption for the Dravidians, which is a miss. Armenians get a full monastery. No fervor either. Illumination not as big, but yeah, no fervor. No heresy, no redemption. And now it is monks, it is scouts, it is knights, it is scouts. Scouts gonna get converted here. Mangonels, scout gets converted, monk goes down. Knights feel like they can dive now. Can they? We're about to find out if this is a good choice or not. They are double armored. But the Mangonels are doing okay. I think the knights are still strong. That's a big hit, and there's a monk there. But the knights, there's too many knights. Knights clean up. Conversion. Not quite. No insta. And this is a risky castle, but it'll protect a lot of space and it'll hit the... Yeah. Oh, we're going closer. No, we're not. Surely we're not going closer. Surely we're sticking right there. We're staying here. Oh, the Vils can't figure themselves out. There we go. Okay, so it's walled because there is a tree there. Ah, I can't even click it. But there is a tree there, I think. There we go. Trees. So, self-wall. Good decision. But they can go around the other side. Castle will go up. So Tulen has a nice foothold and almost has res for another one. No imp on the other side yet. So when you drop castle number 2, do you get in, get out, and go again? Do you try and prep a shoreline castle? Do you prep a castle defensively now? There's rams here. So Socksy's going to the castle age push to try and get rid of this. Couple of Arumis. They're with their big whips. Will eventually go down. They can't really fight against knights like that. Done well to hold. Tulen's now picked up 1 relic, and the relic that was stolen, well, sorry, the relic that the Armenians may get stolen. And here goes castle number 2. There are rams being prepped here. He's given up on it. He's going even further forward. Is that to be able to reach the town centre, maybe? Couple of whippy boys. A lot of cavalry here. Forging's only coming in now, but that's not the big problem, not the big thing. The double armor. Early double armor has been quite nice with some of these fights. And as Tulen's walking this way, Socksy's just going to go around and clean up everything on the other side. And the whippy boys are doing their job. Along with the castle, they're going to take down the... No, not yet. They're actually going to run. They're going to run as... There are 10 vills in here. Getting some kills, but I think this will go down. Oh, double. The Arumis are there. None of them change size. Now they've got to try and keep the town center alive. They're ejected. Arumis need to fight. I don't know if the Arumis can actually fight this. I really don't think they can. No. They've got to run. The Arumis have to run. And I think Talon's hoping mercy is shown on that town center. Neither player's nearly imp yet. 88 vills to 78. No, town center goes down. And a castle will go up in its place. Pro move. We're whipping down some rams now. Down goes the workshop. Monastery's next, and Imp. Socksyy has found his way to get Imp. He sold stone, he sold wood. Actually bought stone first, and then sold it. Talon's not close. Needs to idle up. Probably worth idling up at 90 vills. But nothing on water. Actually, yeah, sorry. My bad. Socksy's got 79 vills. I always look here. I don't look here. 16 fishing ships. So he won water and he has thrown down a bunch of fishing ships. And those are working quite well. And that fishing eco has allowed him. The Arumis are trying to whip down a town center here. It's hopefully not the MTC. Oh god, where's the MTC? It's this one. Yeah, well that's safe. It'd be more exciting if it was this one. But it's not. Go back and whip it down. Town Watch gets denied. Imp will not. And Imp with the Armenians means you can go immediately into Drummond's. Kopbo are out as well. They will slaughter the Arumis. Army's trying to figure themselves out. I feel like there may be not a tap out. Actually, no, Talon's going to be up, but he's going to have to hold for about 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes. This dock is nice. I like the Drummond play here, right? Drummonds are just going to be able to take out a whole host of this. The right TC to go Imp in. Talon's got a hard hold here. This is a tough one. Trebs can come out. Drummonds can come out. Be interesting to see which direction it's taken. You can range the castle from the shoreline. You can range this castle from the shoreline as well. So you can add to the production of the siege. No ballistics, so the combo are missing. There's an armored elephant, a chonker. Not there, though. Oh, he's already out. He's already out, and he's just thinking about it. Thinking about it. Just Trebs for now. Two vills are... Oh, they were hiding from the Arumis, so then and they're naturally attacking the mill. Bit of space here for Socksyy now. Talon's actually done well. You know, he's got half of this, but if you don't have water, it just restricts the space a little bit. It just makes what you have a little bit awkward. Like just the the galley being annoying, like if you wanted to take these trees, or the fires when it comes to if you're close to the shoreline for any particular reason. It's just awkward. It just makes it a very awkward map to play. This castle will go down. I think he's going to let that go down and try to save the one that's on the hill further back. Hold that spot and it will be okay. A couple of houses, though, mega housed after the castle went down. And yeah, trying to get back on water. It will get spotted, though, because the galley didn't go down fast enough. Got whipped down by the Arumis. Time for Trebs. Chemistry. War Galley. Gracer. They're all coming in now. Still housed. Houses are going down as quickly as they're going up. This castle's probably worth defending. Is there any stone left on the base? There's not. Uni's about to go down. So where's the stone for Tulen? It's here. There's not much more of it, and then he's out of stone. So that's a little bit awkward. How do you fight this now? Bombard cannons. That is one great way to fight it. A couple of Trebs. Trebs, skirms, bombard cannon, push it back. It's what's needed now. Here come the elite skirm. They will slowly take down the compo. Maybe not. So at least they pushed them away. Still working away. The bombard cannons are doing a good job. Armenians do not get bombard cannon. Chemistry is on the way, and the castle will stay up. 3,100 HP. 70 bills to 95. What's the situation like here? Landing. Uh-oh, there's been a bit of a landing here, and that's why we're down to 70 bills, because a few compo have landed, and that's very awkward. In fact, once skirm... Oh, yeah, there's a skirm. Skirm's coming out of this range. We missed a whole host of kills. Whole host of ill kills. The Arumi is stuck on the side. They're not getting involved here. They could sneak back along the side here and get back. And now Tulen's going to try and force this castle down. Both castles on a hill. No upgrades for either. Armenians do get masonry. They do get hoardings. Dravidians, exactly the same. So they could put some HP onto those castles if they want to. Compo ignores armor, so no need to get the armor on the skirms. But they are still countered by skirms. Fighting on water now as well. Tulen is trying to work his way back here. Kill some of the fish. Those aren't bringing in a lot of food anymore, though. And doing well. Going to take down that fire. We do have... Sorry, we do have Galleon. So we've upgraded to the Imp ship. And actually might be able to push this back. Socksy's not got any gold. Not got any stone. He's buying stone to try and repair the castle here. Buying redemption too. So we saw the upgrade in for the monk range. Once redemption's in, gonna go after the bombard cannons. And that'll be 12 range monks going after 12 range bombard cannons. And Redemption's in now. Trebs are just trebbing away. Trebs trebbing. Trebs are trebbing. Couple of crossbow. Don't know if that's deliberate or a mistake. But I guess they are crossbows, so probably deliberate. Maybe looking to add some arb when the time comes. Again, still trebbing away here. Tulen's kind of made a bit of a push on water. Scores still kind of level. Socksyy got a nice Vil situation though. But now there's galleons. This is where, if you can, just 1 or 2 cannon galleons again. The siege ship. Having access to the siege ship, very nice. And okay, now we're getting masonry. And making a switch into champs. Armenians can get extra HP on their champs, and here we go, trying to convert the bombard cannons. Has to hold and wait. Game's still quite level. Tulen needs a couple more houses, but it feels like it's similar to Copenhagen, except the opposite. Tulen's going to run out of res first here. Has got gold, has got a bit of wood, but if it goes on too long, it's just not going to have enough. Just needs to be able to push this castle. Check out the damage here. It's taken 29k damage. So it's done, well, what, 6 times? 6 sort of times the amount of HP on the castle. Maybe even 7. Conversions! Conversions! Not quite! They need to keep repairing. They're repairing away. There's 2-handed swords. They're coming in. The relics are now being collected. Will this monk get away with this one? He will. Again, Socksyy's just having a buy. Switch between the two. Buy stone, maybe mine some stone. Repair. Repair quickly. Getting ferreters as well. Where's the stone mining? It's out there with the mule cart. Very nice. Far out. Holding this castle is pretty crazy. We're going up towards 40k damage now, and needs to buy again. It's gonna go down. It's actually going down. Okay, here we go. Finally, a small win here for Tulen, and as he gets the win, he's gonna see a whole host of 2-handed swords jump on his face, but is already switching into the Eliarch, which won't allow the 2-handed swordsman to get too far. The skirms, with enough numbers, well, with a lot of numbers, would do the job. Skirms are the best unit in the game after all. Yeah, very interesting space here. Treb's rolling forward unprotected. It's hard to push because Tulen does not have security out here. He does have the security here. Has to run with the Trebs because the 2-handeds, they have got, what's the HP on them? They're not quite 100 HP because they're not champs. So 95 HP. Buying stone, trying to repair the castle on this side now. Still tight. Still a tight game. Yeah, enough early archers and the champions are going to have to concede. And they shall. Let's try diving. We're going to try another castle here. Socksyy does have a lot more res collected. Does have an advantage with the map. I would love... Oh, castle goes down for Tulen. That's going to lose map control here. The Ellie Archers now have to carry this. The Ellie Archers now need to do the carry job. Need to be on hand cannoneer, you reckon? Yeah, that would be quite good. They're a bit cheaper, right? Ellie Archers a bit more expensive. To be fair, Tulen, I didn't know Dravidians got them either. And I've played, like, a lot of games with the Dravidians. And a couple of conversions probably come through here. Yeah. It's a good hold. It's just fighting with 25% of the middle island. And that's a lot of chance. That's a lot of two-handed. One more upgrade would be nice. Get that extra 5 HP. And I think a little bit more attack as well. +2 attack or +3 attack? There we go. Look at the two-handeds are slowly working away. Slowly working. There's so many of them. So many of them. And it's all going to go down. Socksyy gets the win. Socksyy progresses to the prelim final to play Robo for a spot in the grand final. Well done to the two players there. APMs, hey? How's Socksy's APM? He's really started to clock in and clicking everywhere. There was a point there for Tulen. Got to Imp, res collected, leveled up. And when he took the castle, it looked nice for a brief moment. And just couldn't finish the deal. So at this point where res collected evened up, yeah, this is when, well, his castle was under siege here, but pushed that back quite nicely. I know that neither player really had like dominant water control in Imp, but the Cannon Galleons and Drummons, they range a lot on this map. And being able to mix in one or two to snipe a Treb, annoy a TC, or just go after the buildings a little bit stronger, right? We got these fires camped here. A Drummond just sits with them, and maybe the bombard cannons don't get to do as much. The Trebs don't really get to hide here and camp out. So that's what I've noticed. I've played too much migration. It's the only bloody map that I look at. It's the only one I have any idea about. And late Imp, or as we hit Imp, go into Imp, I'm always thinking, is there a way to be a nuisance on the water in addition to this? Especially, I feel like especially Armenians, right? No bombard cannon. When there's no bombard cannon, the mobile unit that the Draman is can be of assistance, maybe against other bombard cannons or against Trebs, and just helps out with the buildings as well, right? If we're fighting like here, it's a bit different, but we're fighting on the skinny area. Yeah, neither of you are really migration players. Yeah, no, that's I mean, the two of you, obviously I'd get absolutely destroyed by the two of you on this map anyway, but yeah, I mean, you can see it now, right? You've got 11 range castles and they're on the side, and yeah, there's space to add in a couple of ships if you can make it work. But yeah, well, amazing set. I mean, a highlight for me is game one. We had Defend the Wonder on Splash Random, which That's just awesome. I just, yeah, Splash Random just makes me happy. I don't know if it's been a hit for everyone. It feels like it's been a hit. Like, it hasn't just been instantly banned every set. I know there are players that don't like it, and that's to be expected. I don't actually want everyone to like it because it is chaotic, right? It's a map that has a lot of unknowns, or all the unknowns. So, do you really want to play it? I don't know what's loading here. There we go. We'll load this. Pop that in there. And place that one there. We've got Robo Socksyy coming up. Prelim final. The winner will play... we'll play Noz.